All right. So, my name is Lyndon Price. I'm the president of the North Carolina chapter of the Internet Society, and this is the YouTube debut of our chapter. Uh, the basic idea, the basic agenda behind this little meeting is just to make certain that everything is working properly. I had a lot to set up, but I do have a few things that I'd like to discuss, or a few things I'd like to go over, particularly with regards to what our chapter is planning to do or planning to accomplish this year. So the agenda is to sort of briefly look at what I think the big challenges are going to be this year in terms of the internet in general. Then to look briefly at what I think the Internet Society is going to try to address this year as a global organization, as an international organization, and then what I'd like for our chapter to try to do this year. And then I'll also have some information at the end about how to join. So, first of all, the big change this year, obviously, we changed administrations. The Obama administration, generally speaking, was supportive of an open internet. The FCC chairman at the time supported classifying the internet as a common carrier, so as a Title II public service, whereas it would be the purview of the FCC to make certain that the internet service providers were behaving in a fair way. So under the Trump administration, we don't really know what's going to happen because nothing's been announced yet. He did appoint a new FCC chairman, Ajit Pai, who has been pretty outspoken against classifying the internet as Title II, but not necessarily, sort of vaguely interpreted as being anti-net neutrality. So that's probably going to be the big challenge this year, is defending net neutrality. And that's probably one of the big things that the global organization is going to be having a lot of meetings about. So we may end up getting involved in some of that stuff. Obviously, on a local level, that it doesn't affect us, that has nothing to do with us. Last year, we did a lot of really good stuff. We had a lot of really successful little events. I just don't think that we were engaged enough and active enough. And so this YouTube channel, part of that, meeting every single week, I'm hoping that we're able to keep everybody in touch and hopefully build a little bit more momentum so that when we have these in-person meetings, we get more attendance. So what would I like to do? What would I like for our chapter to do this year? First of all, of course, I'd like for us to attend the NC Tech for Good. I'd like to do that again. I thought we had a really good time. I thought we did some really great presentations, and we made a lot of really good contacts. So we'll definitely be doing that. Another thing I'd like to do is there was the Code for America, which we didn't do last year, but we sort of missed out on that. So I'd like to do that as well. We don't have any ideas for any sort of big projects like medium-sized or large-sized grants. There's an information session on the 7th of February about how to apply for those. So I'll be looking into that as well. Although I don't have any particular ideas. So if anyone has any suggestions, then feel free to send me an email. Also, locally speaking, I've been invited to speak at NC State again to the Internet Society class for Dr. Silva on our communications program there. I'll probably be doing that next week, and then we'll be getting them involved as well. So that'll be nice. I'd like to do another event at NC State, kind of like we did 2 years ago. I thought that went really well and was really cool. So I'll also be doing that. So that's sort of the outline for what I'd like to do this year. Let's see. I guess that's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say. In terms of what our objectives are. A lot of that I'd like to see come out organically from these meetings. So let's basically discuss that, and that is our next in-person meeting. So our next in-person meeting is going to be February 25th, and we'll be having lunch at Mez. So Mez is a restaurant in Mooresville. It's at 5410 Page Road, Durham, North Carolina. And here, let me just, I can actually put that up. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so, you know, they're open for lunch on the weekends, and I'll probably be, or no, they're not open for lunch on the weekends, so we'll be having dinner on that Saturday. But, so it'll be around 5 o'clock, we'll probably get there, and then I'll pay for appetizers and stuff like that. We'll also be discussing a little bit of chapter business in that meeting. So just basically terms of officers and stuff like that. If you do want to participate in that, if you want to run for, become an officer, send me an email, let me know. If you want to be able to vote during those elections, then you also need to send an email and let me know. But most importantly, you need to make certain that you're actually a member, that you've actually properly joined. So what you need to do is go to Get Involved, go to the internetsociety.org. Let me just share my screen again. Go to where it says Get Involved and say Join a Chapter or Individual Memberships, and then you can join a chapter after you've done the membership. So you say Join a Chapter. And when you click Join a Chapter, it'll ask you to sign up, and then you sign up. And all it requires is an email and a username and a password. And then after you've logged in, you choose which chapter you want to join. So if you live in the North Carolina area, you want to join the North Carolina chapter. Right here we are. And again, we pretty much represent the entire Southeast because there's nothing else down here in the United States. Very populous throughout the rest of the world, but not too many chapters in the U.S. to join, so this will give you an idea of which chapter you need to join. And that's pretty much it. I just plan on doing these little streams once a week for about 10 or 15 minutes. If we have presentations or people have something specific that they want to talk about, or they want to do a Q&A, or if we have guest speakers or whatever, I'd like to do all of that stuff. I think that sounds really cool. But otherwise, it'll be relatively short little check-ins every week. Obviously, again, if you have any questions about how to join, if you have any questions about any of the things that we're planning on doing this year, or if you'd like to participate in the chapter as a formal member particularly, please shoot me an email. My email should be listed on our website, and I'll be happy to help you out. But that's probably it for this week, and next week I'll probably be talking a little bit about one of the issues that's come up. Yeah, related to this. So Cameroon just had a really big issue where they basically shut down their internet, and I think it's easy to make arguments in terms of what social impact that has, but I don't think that people really understand the technical impact that it has of doing these big shutdowns like this. So I'd like to go into that a little bit more in depth than a lot of the articles that you even read go into. I think I can probably bring a little bit of expertise to explaining why that's not just bad for Cameroon. It's bad for everybody. It's bad for the internet and the internet infrastructure. So that's probably what I'll be doing next week, unless something crazy happens between now and then. That'll probably be my next topic. So thank you very much, and I'll see you then.